So welcome everybody. You are very welcome to our Graduate and Professional Studies February webinar. And during our session this afternoon, we really hope that we're going to be able to help you with some queries that you might have about programs commencing maybe in autumn, September 2026, or even we have programs that start in spring 2027, I believe. My name is Nia O'Mahony. I'll be hosting today's session. I'm joined on this call by my colleagues from across the University of Limerick. We have James Nolan, our admissions team expert, who will help on questions around application eligibility. We also have our colleagues Noelle, Anna, Laura and Fiona, who will be moderating and posting links in the chat as we go through. And our faculties, most importantly as well, are also represented here. We have Joanna Carroll from Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, Lynn O'Doherty from Education and Health Sciences, Deirdre O'Dwyer from the Chemie Business School, and Megan Howell from Science and Engineering. We'll hopefully be able to answer your questions. If we can't answer a specific question today, don't worry, we will point you in the right direction. For many of you, this might be your first interaction with us, and getting to know the landscape is important. So hopefully we'll be able to point you in the right direction. Our spotlight today, as many of you already know, is on engineering programs. But of course, we will assist you with general queries regarding other courses. We do have a lot of attendees registered for today, and we have over 300 postgraduate options here between postgraduate programs and part-time programs and micro-credentials. So I'm just going to give you a brief rundown of how we will run today's session. So first, I'll be introducing our admissions team, and then each of the faculty representatives will also give you a general overview of their roles and how they'll be able to help and assist you with making your decisions and how you can answer your queries. So what we suggest is, if you have a question, please do post into the chat, and our faculty reps and our admissions team will be monitoring that chat to see if they can answer that question. When you post the question, please do pop in the program that you're specifically interested in, because that helps us to know who of our staff here can help you. So after we've done those introductions, we'll then move specifically onto our spotlight sessions. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to our panel today. We have Dr. Brendan Milan, who is the course director for the Masters of Engineering in Edge Computing. We have Dr. Vincenzo Oliveri, who's the course director for the MSc in Aeronautical Engineering. And we have Dr. Emil Vasev, who is joining shortly, who is the director for the MSc in Machine Learning. So feel free to pop your question into the chat. Just a reminder that today's session is recorded, so we will be able to circulate it afterwards. And another quick note is that where I'm located now, connectivity has been proving to be difficult for me today. So in the event that I break up or that I'm lost, my colleague Laura will step right in. It hopefully will not happen, but just in case it does, don't worry, Laura is ready to take over if that is the case. Okay, so we're going to get started with the running order. And I'm just going to start to bring in the admissions. So James, I'm going to bring you in if you want to just introduce yourself first, and I'll bring you in after the faculties then to discuss some more his questions.
Okay, hi everybody. So as Niamh said, my name is James and I am an admissions business partner within Graduate and Professional Studies. Just in brief, what we do in admissions, we shepherd you through your application. So once you click the Apply Now button, it's assigned to a member of our team, and we act as the go-between between you and the course director in hopefully getting a positive decision for you on your application.
Excellent. Thanks a million, James. So I'll be bringing you back in soon. So any questions relating to particular entry requirements, I will be addressing some specific visa and fees requirements initially. So I'll be bringing James back in. So I'm going to go on my screen here. So Lynn from Education and Health Sciences, I have you here on my screen. Do you want to pop in and introduce yourself?
Thanks very much, Niamh. Thank you. My name is Lynn O'Doherty. I work for Education and Health Sciences. So if you are a teacher currently and want to enhance your teaching qualifications, or indeed if you want to become a teacher, we have postgraduate programs to suit you. And then we have a very varied health sciences a number of health sciences programs, varying from psychology to nursing programs, medicine, allied health programs, and sporting programs. So I'll put my email address in the chat box. If any of you have any queries today, I'll be happy to help out. Or indeed, if you want to email me at any stage, I'm more than happy to help there as well. Thanks, Niamh.
Brill, thanks so much, Lynn. Just also a note that we have done previous spotlights on different areas within the university, and we do have a specific spotlight that we ran recently around health sciences, education, and the allied health, like occupational therapy, speech therapy, etc. So my colleagues are going to drop those links in. You are more than welcome to stay here and ask the questions directly to Lynn as well. But if those sessions are full sessions where the faculty themselves are here discussing. So if you are here for those programs, ask your question, but I really would recommend checking those out potentially afterwards. Okay, Joanna, you're next on my list. Do you want to pop in?
Yeah, thanks, Niamh. So hi everyone, so my name is Joanna Carroll and I manage and support all of the top postgraduate programs within the Faculty of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences here in UL. So AHSS is a wonderfully broad and vibrant faculty where we offer various programs across sociology, politics, journalism, history, languages, law. We're also home then as well to the Irish World Academy of Music and Dance, which offers exceptional suite of programs as well there. So if you have any questions throughout the session, feel free to pop them in the chat and I'm happy to help, or I'll share my email address there as well and you can get in touch after the webinar. Thanks.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Joanna. And again, just a reminder that we have upcoming events for that spotlight programs within arts, humanities and social sciences. So in March and in June, we have dedicated spotlight sessions on law programs and on arts and media. So again, my colleagues will post that post that link in the chat. And if you're interested in attending that as well, we recommend you check that out. The next person on my list is Megan. Megan, you must be there somewhere. I think I missed you.
That's okay. Hi, Niamh. Thanks. So my name is Megan Howell and I am the rep for the Faculty of Science and Engineering. Within the faculty, our postgrad programs span a broad range of areas, including computing and digital technologies, core engineering and science disciplines, health and biomedical studies, engineering and sustainability, the built environment and quality management in a nutshell. I'll be answering questions in the chat with one of my colleagues here, Emily Kelly, for the duration of the meeting, and I'll also pop my email address in. I can take any questions there.
Great, thank you so much, Megan. And apologies, Emily, for not introducing you at the start. So that's great. So Megan is the faculty representative for arts, humanities and social sciences. Sorry, for science and engineering. I'm losing my train of thought here. So if there are questions regarding any engineering programs that we don't cover through the spotlights, Megan's going to be able to direct you in those areas as well. Again, check out our events page. We do have upcoming spotlight sessions on other areas related to the science and engineering faculty around the sciences themselves and the data and AI technology upcoming. So do check those out. But we will be able to help you today around that particular area as well. And last but not least, I think Deirdre from the Chemie Business School. Do you want to pop in?
Hi, Niamh. Hi, everybody. My name is Deirdre O'Dwyer. I'm the rep for the Chemie Business School. So we cover postgraduate programs in general business areas, business and management, and more specifically, finance, accounting, economics, marketing, management, and HR, project management also. So we have quite a broad range of programs within the business and management sphere. So I'm happy to answer questions on any of those, and I'll pop my email into the chat.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Deirdre.
Thanks.
That's great. And we had a spotlight just last month, actually in January, on business programs. We looked at the MSc in management, and we also looked at the MSc in accounting. So again, if you're here for those programs, we have a dedicated recorded webinar that has happened already. But Deirdre will be able to help you if you have a specific question today. Okie doke. Thank you so much. I've brought everybody in there. I have, yeah, okay. Next up, I'm going to bring James back in because I know just to address some of the questions that we do get quite a lot at the very start of our program. So, James, we typically would have a lot of people who may be interested in international, who are coming from international locations and hoping to study in UL. I suppose the first question I have there for you that we will just address up front is, in terms of timelines that students who are looking to study in Ireland, what are the timelines that they need to consider? Because they're just slightly different to if you were to students who are already living in Ireland.
Yeah, and obviously the big consideration there is if you're coming from a visa required country. So our standard deadline for accepting applications for autumn of this year is the 13th of August. But if you're coming from a visa required country, your deadline is the 1st of July. Now that doesn't mean you should leave it until the day before the 1st of July to apply, obviously, because the visa process, obtaining a visa, may take up to 12 weeks. It may not take up to 12 weeks, but you have to allow that length of time. So the advice is always to apply early and to apply quickly, but the 1st of July is the deadline for non-visa or for visa required countries, and especially along the lines of Emil's program on machine learning and AI, we would have a large non-EU intake on that, so just please be cognizant of that.
Yeah, and it's just to avoid disappointment, you know, to make sure that you give yourself enough time. It's also important not just considering the visa deadline. You know, programs typically will close if they reach a certain level of capacity. We process our applications on a rolling basis. So, James, do you want to just say anything around how we process the applications?
Okay, so what happens is once you click the apply now button, and your application will come to us. It'll be assigned to a program coordinator within our team. That program coordinator will work with you to check your application in the first instance to see if it's missing any documentation that you should have submitted. They'll work with you to make sure that it's in a fit state to send to the course leader for a decision. Once we send it to the course leader, we'll obtain a decision from them whether it's further information, you need to go for interview, or whether it's a straight out yes or no. It may be a full offer, an unconditional offer, or it may be a conditional offer on you supplying something else. But we'll take that decision and feed it back to you as quickly as we can from the course director. Now, we try and have a 1 to 2 week turnaround time. We try and keep it below a week, but you know, at busy periods, it may go a little above a week. But that's essentially what we do from our side. We work with the course leader on your behalf to get your application in. But just back to Niamh's point as well, the high demand programs do close, and they do close early. So just because you don't see a closing date published on the website, or because you do see a date of the 1st of July, stuff like machine learning and AI, for example, and we have a number of high profile science and engineering programs, they will close early, and even will be coming to a point in a month's time where there will be decisions made by the dean to close certain programs. So please do apply now if interested.
Great, thanks, James. Yeah, and I suppose, look, I know it's a big decision to make, but you know, make the application doesn't commit you to anything particular. It just gets you into us so that gives you the options in the future. You know, and the worst thing you could do is let it go beyond the time when you don't give yourself enough time. So, you know, look at those entry requirements, check what you need to do, get your documentation, and make that application. James, I just have one more question before I move on. Well, actually, sorry, two more. The relating to scholarships for international students, that's a big question that we get asked, and I'm sure there's lots of people who are eager to ask that question. How does that process work?
Okay, so I suppose the good thing is you don't need to do anything because within GPS admissions, the only scholarship that we administer is a merit-based scholarship for non-EU applicants. It ranges between 2,000 and 2,500 depending on faculty, and you are automatically assessed. Your application is automatically assessed for that if you meet a certain threshold above the minimum entry requirements. So if you do reach that, we will automatically apply the scholarship amount or the discount to your bill. Outside of that, any other scholarships are run by the faculties, and we have a scholarships page for that. We'll start posting all of those links there now. But I suppose we have a page for everything. You might be looking at your course page here in terms of the course page that you're most interested in, but we have a page around scholarships. We have pages around deadlines, entry requirements, around English language competency, and so on and so forth. So we'll pop them all in there. But there is a page on scholarships that'll go into the various scholarships offered by faculties.
Great, thanks. I suppose on the scholarships and fees, it's really important that the program pages are up to date. So in the fees section, if there is a funding element available, it will be listed in the fees section of that program. And if there is a unique scholarship available, it will be listed on the scholarships page. But remember, the scholarships are that you can apply for outside of the normal process are very unique to very specific programs. So James just spoke about there's a general assessment that's done on merit base that is done, that there no action needs to be taken. But if you believe that there is a scholarship associated with your program, if it is not available on the website or accessible, it is typically not going to be there. But the good news is that you're able to, that everyone is assessed for a scholarship on entry. Final question, James, is around people who want to apply for part-time or online programs, their eligibility for visa.
Unfortunately not. So generally you won't get a visa to come to Ireland if you want to study a part-time or distance program. So they would be for full-time taught only.
Perfect. Great. Thanks so much, James. I'm going to let you back to the chat there because I can see there's questions coming in, but thanks so much. And with that, I hope that we've addressed some of those high-level questions. And I know that they're quite specific questions early on, but I do know a lot of people come and have those questions as we go on. So I'm going to start with the spotlights on engineering, and I'm going to bring in Dr. Brendan Milan. Welcome, Dr. Milan.
Thank you, Niamh. Yeah.
Hi, how are you? So I'll leave you to it. I think you're going to present some things. So welcome, and we'd love to hear more about the M-Engine edge commuting.
No problem. I'm just going to set up my slides here. So hopefully you will see these okay.
We can see the screen. Yeah, perfect.
You can see the screen. Are you seeing the full screen?
I'm seeing the full screen. Yeah, it's in presentation mode. Yeah.
Okay. Great. All right, yeah, so my name is Brendan Milan, and as Niamh mentioned, I'm the course director for the Master of Engineering in Edge Computing. So I've been in the Science and Engineering faculty for over 20 years now, but this is a relatively new course. So I suppose the first question that a lot of people ask is, well, what is edge computing? I suppose it's a phrase that mightn't be too well known, but is becoming more prolific, I guess, especially with the rise of artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. I guess everybody would have heard about cloud computing, but edge computing is computing that takes place at or near a physical location. So, for example, you've probably heard about autonomous driving, for example. So you can imagine there's lots of sensors on a car these days. These could be camera sensors or radar sensors. So that involves computing that takes place at the sensor location in the car, for example. Anything that processes or deals with computing between devices and the cloud, that's where edge computing takes place. I'm happy to share these slides out to anybody who's interested in this course in case they want any more further details. Again, I kind of show a graphic there where, you know, edge devices could mean lots of different things. They could be cars, as I've mentioned, bicycles, smartwatches, refrigerators, you know, all the devices you're used for, and even your smartphone is a smart intelligence edge device as well. But they're all connected these days through networks, and even more and more we're getting artificial intelligence embedded at the edge as well. So there's lots of advantages to edge computing in the connected world that we live in today. So we've developed a really nice niche program for edge computing that covers many of the aspects. So it's quite focused as well. So we try to get students very much into machine learning and data engineering through the use of Python coding language. So that happens in the first semester. We also have other programming as well. That's the advanced programming module, in which the students take on C++. So a part of that program is involved getting teams into groups working on nice applicable projects. So the students really get good experience through those modules. We also have communications modules, networking modules, and applied cloud computing, where students look at Amazon Web Services as well. In the spring semester, again, we have 5 modules as well, and they really kind of, compound on your original learning during the initial semester. So we do deep learning at the edge. I teach that myself. I actually introduce deep learning specifically for, doing artificial intelligence on the device itself. That includes smartphone applications and camera edge applications, for example. And the students really enjoy that. So we have other modules as well, like real-time embedded systems, future networks. Networks are always changing. So we actually work with a company in the delivery of that module, and that really works well. Cybersecurity is obviously a huge thing. Wherever you have a device that's connected, you're always going to have security issues. So that's a big aspect of our program as well. I should remind that as we're doing a master's program, the project element is very important. And you can see there from the schedule that the project involves an initial planning and kind of introduction to research methods module at the end of during the spring semester. But then you have a key project implementation during the summer semester. So just some notes, because sometimes you do get questions on the project component. I won't read these verbatim. It's just to say that these are the types of activities that you do during the spring semester. You look at research ethics, you look at how you manage a project, you work with your supervisor to develop a project, and you develop your presentation skills. And there's lots and lots of nice, really good group work associated with that module that we give out to students. And then in the summer semester, you really kind of concentrate on the development and design and implementation of your project. There are many, many different types of projects. Last year we had some interesting ones associated with drone detection. We had another one, a student that worked on a robotic lawnmower application. And we also had students working on face recognition systems as well. So they're all quite varied. And we really emphasize that students, if you can come up with your own ideas for your own project, that's probably a great thing to try and do. So the project component element is a fundamental component of our program. It allows the students to develop their own ideas and develop skills. It encourages research and industry collaborations at times as well. And we've seen some students who've tried to formulate their own business enterprises as an outcome from their project work, which is really, really great to see. I'll pop some links in the chat, which is some promotional material associated with our courses. We also do have 2 other master's courses in our electronic and computer engineering department. We have a master's course in cybersecurity and a master's course in computer vision and artificial intelligence. Computer vision and artificial intelligence. All of our courses are kind of intertwined. Some modules are shared, but they're quite focused in their areas as well. Just, finally, kind of edge computing applications are everywhere. They can be seen in energy management, vision systems, obviously, autonomous vehicles. We have quite a few companies that are operating in the autonomous vehicle space here, close to Limerick, where we are here. Health, biomedical applications, smart cities, robotics, and so forth. Again, one of our students that came to our program last year, he was a French student of Indian heritage, but he really enjoyed himself here. And he kind of gives his reasons there why he wanted to do edge computing. He was really interested in the Internet of Things, embedded system and software development. And he ended up doing a project, actually working with a company on an internship here as well. So he really enjoyed that. And he's actually working on a conference paper application as a result of that as well. So he really enjoyed his time in University of Limerick, not only just through study, but also through visiting our scenic areas in Ireland as well. So why should students study edge computing? I think there's lots of future job opportunities. So there's a growing demand for professionals in this field. Sensors, sensor data, using artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and networking, they're all, important elements or facets to do with edge computing, and companies are looking for those skills. There's a lot of real-world applications, including healthcare, transport, and retail, for example, that uses edge computing. So, and you get to develop good problem-solving skills, an opportunity to meet some industries, collaborate. And as I said, there's entrepreneurship opportunities, I think, as well, that are available for students. So I hope that you kind of get a sense of what our course is about and what we can offer, without labeling everything here, the different types of career options that are available to you. So yeah, thank you for that. It was only a very short introduction to edge computing, but I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. And I'll keep an eye on the chat window as well. So thank you very much for that. Yeah.
That's excellent. Thanks so much, Brendan. I think that's really comprehensive. It's a really, really interesting area. And I think it's really interesting that you brought in the fact that the cybersecurity, edge computing, and the computer vision being so interrelated. In terms of, and the fact that you pass modules to, not pass modules, there's shared modules because there's shared concepts and skill sets. I think that's a really important thing when people are considering their masters, is that, you know, you look at like the exact title, whereas like you're learning broad skill ranges that are going to be applicable across so many varied careers. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are some modules that are shared, like we do a lot of artificial intelligence modules that are shared between some of the master's courses, and that's to be expected. But we do have dedicated modules towards the focus area, like cybersecurity, edge computing, and the computer vision as well. So each have their own unique differences, even though some of the modules may be shared. But there is strong opportunity to collaborate and work together, and we see that through the project element as well. You know, we do split groups up, students up amongst the master's classes, and get them talking about their project ideas together in our classroom activities. And the students, you're getting a varied viewpoint and getting some good feedback, because, you know, they're focusing on different areas and bring different perspectives. So I think that contributes to the good learning space that we have as well available in our department for those courses. Yeah.
And I think you're looking at it in a different perspective, right? You're looking at computing that's on the edge. It's all related. They're all executing the final endpoint, typically doing the same thing. It's just a different perspective on these concepts.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I suppose edge computing, is a relatively new phrase, as I've mentioned. Maybe more people might be familiar with embedded computing, or, you know, but they're all interrelated essentially, you know. But the fact that we have so much connectivity these days, where you're connecting sensors to applications on the web or over the cloud or over a network, it's just a new paradigm that we're dealing with. And because of the explosion in data, I mean, we have sensors for everything. There's sensors integrated into our smartphones, into agricultural machinery, into our biomedical smartwatches, for example. So anywhere there's sensor and there's data and there's technical work to be done, that's where edge computing and the other courses can help as well. So it is a very, very, you know, obviously we've all heard about artificial intelligence and the growth there. So they're all contributing to that. So I think it's a great space, but that's
it is such an interesting space, because when you just walk around the world, the traffic light, everything has some sort of infrastructure that is collecting information, and how we deal and build that is really interesting. In terms of entry requirements, then you mentioned around Python, and you're doing C++. What type of level of proficiency would you be expecting for people who are entering this at a master's level?
You know, when we're looking at the applications, we're looking at students that typically come from the electrical or computing engineering background, electronic backgrounds. We like to see that they have got some programming experience, although we try to develop that here internally when the students arrive, of course. But we do like to see that they have some kind of exposure to programming, you know, whether that could be C programming, C++ or Python. But mathematical skills, I suppose, is another element that's important, I suppose, from an engineering perspective. So we're interested in their mathematical developments and their undergraduate programs too. But generally, you know, we're looking for people, we're seeing students that actually have done work experience, and that kind of recognition of prior learning is important these days as well. You know, they've gathered some skills by working in companies on some interesting projects. So there are things that we watch out for in the CV and the application process as well. But generally, your computing, your maths and your electronic skills is what we're looking for, and kind of it's that, along with the kind of obviously an interest in the whole area, you know, in your letter of interest or letter of statement, that all helps your application process. But we do have people from various backgrounds. We do have people that have been out of university for a while and have come back after coming from industry. We've had people that, from data science backgrounds as well, but they've also built up their skills and knowledge base, and we've recognized that, and they actually seem to do well in our course as well. So, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. I suppose we all, the entry requirements are really important for anyone to review. And, the entry requirements are there to ensure that you can complete the program. It's not to ward people off or anything like that. It's just that master's level study is challenging. It is, and you want to make sure that it's the right fit. So do review those. But I think it's really interesting at your CV, your cover letter, just highlighting the experience that you might have. And that's what you're assessing, Brendan, isn't it? It's like, is this person the right fit for the program? Are they going to enjoy it?
I mean, we want people to succeed. So we want to know that they're going to come in and enjoy the program and be interested in the program and get the most out of it towards their career options going forward. So, yeah, we do have to be careful about who we let into the program. But I mean, that's the same for everybody across the board.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much, Brendan. I'll leave you there. I'll leave you off the hook now. And that was excellent.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you. Bye now.
Great. Okay, so I'm going to, if you have any questions for Brendan, please do post them into the chat. And also just to note that Brendan's email is listed on the course page if you want to contact him about anything specific related to the program and your specific application. We are aware that, everyone's circumstances and background and entry requirements are very unique. So we see that quite often. So I'm going to bring in Dr. Vincenzo Oliveri from the MSc in Aeronautical Engineering. Vincenzo, there you are. Sorry, I'm just taking a minute to find you on my screen. Welcome. If you'd like to share, please work away.
Yeah. I think they're going on.
Yeah,
Do you see my
I'll
slides?
let you know. 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet. They seem to be taking a minute to load. Yeah. Okay. I have your PowerPoint. If you want to present it, yeah, we can have the full presentation.
Okay. Thank you very much, Neil. So, welcome everyone. I'm Vincenzo Oliveri. I'm the course director for the MSc in Aeronautical Engineering here in UL. Yeah, and today I will just to give you a broad overview of the program. So I start with this slide that give you a view of how wide is the program actually. So with this program, you will have the choice to specialize in a particular area of aeronautical engineering that could be aerodynamics, energy, space structures, space system design, so space technology, aerospace computational methods, or even regulatory and finance with airworthiness, spaceworthiness, or aircraft leasing. So it's a very broad program, and the choice is up to you what you want to study and if you want to specialize in a particular area that most interests you. So the program is organized, it runs over 3 semesters. The first one is the autumn semester, and you have some core modules that, for example, advanced technical communication for engineers, and a research project that starts in semester 1 and runs over all the 3 semesters for the program. So this is a big research project that runs for the entire year, so where you will spend a lot of time and effort on a particular research area that interests you. Then you essentially need to choose what we call electives. So as I said, you have the freedom to build up what is your academic curriculum. In semester 1, you need to choose between 2 bundles of these electives. One is computational fluid dynamics and finite element analysis. And the other bundle will be one of the other modules that could go between aircraft flight dynamics, boundary layer, fundamentals of continuum mechanics, aerospace metallic materials, aerodynamics 2, space system design, airworthiness, heat and mass transfers. So again, the choose is up to you. You're free to build up your academic curriculum based on what interests you most, essentially. We move into semester 2. Again, you have just the research project as a core module. You continue your research that started in the first semester, and then you have to pick 4 elective modules, and they can be on foundation of aircraft leasing, propulsion systems, fractional mechanics, advanced computational fluid dynamics, nonlinear FE, engineering mechanics of plastics and composites, advanced aerospace structures, engineering alloys, plasticity of conventional and 3D printed materials, and analysis and design of spacecraft structures. So you choose these you pick 4 of these electives, and then you are in the 3rd semester where you just continue on the research project. So again, yeah, the project is a big chunk of the program. So there is a lot of time that is spent in a research project in this program. The semester 3 is essentially just for writing up the project, putting the finish touch to it, and also is worth a considerable amount of credits. It's 39 credits. You have 3 credits in semester 1, 6 in semester 2, and 30 that is in the last semester, in the summer semester. And all credits are awarded at the hand, so when the project is finally graded. You must keep a minimum grade of C3 in the research project to be eligible for the master degree. So this is, again, a core component of our program. That is, I think, a detail that makes even more interesting our program, because not only you build up what are your general knowledge on aeronautical engineering, but you have the opportunity to put this into practice. So there are some recommendations on the choose of electives. So when you start the semester in week 1, you can choose your electives. If you want to take some electives in semester 2, so you must have taken some modules in semester 1, because they build up essentially the foundation of what you will study then in semester 2. And if you are a ULB graduate, since some electives are offered on the MSc, we're also offered in our 4-year BE and integrated master program. You cannot take the same module again, of course, and you can choose an alternative module after a discussion with me. In terms of dates, so you start in week 1, generally in September, from the 9th to the 13th. You select your electives, register online, you started the class. In week 3 or 4, your research project is allocated. We have a list of projects that are suggested from the academics on the program, but you can come up with your idea about a project that interests you, essentially. And if he's on aerodynamics, I'm quite sure that the professor here who do research in aerodynamics, for example, will be happy to support you with this project, as well if he's in structures, if he's in space, and so on. So then in week 9 or 10, you have the first submission related to your project. This is part of one of the core modules in semester 1. It's advanced communication for engineers. And then in week 14 and 15, you have the formal end of semester exams, so the closure of the first semester. Then in semester 2, week 1, you again select your electives, register online, the class starts. You have an interim presentation in week 6 or 7, so early to mid-March generally. This is worth 20% of the project grade. This is the first essentially occasion that you have to show up to your project, your research, to your supervisor, and also to a second reader who is also attending your presentation. And then again, the end of the semester exam in week 14 and 15, and then the exam schedule that is published in March generally, so you know when you will be having the exam for the end of the semester. Then the semester 3 is entirely related to the research project. We continuously carry a review exercise of our program. So in the second week, we have a visit of external examiner that are here to evaluate how our programs run, and you will have the opportunity to meet with external examiners. And we look forward always from inputs from the students that are taking the program. And then in first and second week of August, you have the submission of the final research project, the final report. This is the big part of your project. And then you will have the final thesis viva voce examination. You will give the final presentation and an interview on the project. And then by the end of August, hopefully it's not needed, you have the occasion to repeat the exam for if you failed any modules. And in terms of, again, dates, you will be starting in January 2027, and you will be graduating in January 2028 in the winter graduation ceremony, essentially. So yeah, again, I think it's a well-structured, it's a mature program, this one. And as I said, it runs pretty much aligned with our offer that we have at the BE and ME level here at the School of Engineering. It's up to you to choose what interests you most and give you a broad view of all the topics that are hot in aeronautical engineering. I would say also aerospace engineering, but not limiting you to fit in a specific path, essentially. So yeah, that's all from my side. So I will be happy to answer any question.
That's great. Thank you so much, Vincenzo. Yeah, it's really, really interesting space. And I suppose to anyone who isn't from our region, like we have a huge amount of aeronautical engineering companies based in Shannon. Yeah. So we're located very, very, very well in that
very conveniently,
industry.
Yeah. But we have also a lot of contacts. I have to say, not only here in Ireland, but also in Europe. We have contacts in ESA. We have contacts in Airbus, in Rolls-Royce, UK. So yeah, it's a very well-known program that has run for many years and is well. It sits well in Ireland and in Europe, I would say, definitely. We have also contacts in Boeing in US. So yeah.
Yeah, it's excellent. It's I suppose anyone who isn't from this area, this area is just very well known for engineering, which is obviously that's where the genesis of that program has come from, and that's why it's just so relevant. You mentioned that aeronautical background and BSc in aeronautical engineering would be advantageous. Do you take people from general engineering degrees, or is there elements that you would want to see?
Formally, the requirements, the minimum academic requirements will be a BE in aeronautical engineering or close related field. So I generally consider also application from general engineering, sometimes also from physics. What we want, again, as my colleague previously said, is to verify that our candidates are a good fit for the program. We don't want to waste their time, and we can go through also the path of recognition of peer learning. So if they have a background, I don't know, in mechanical engineering, but they have experience working in an aeronautical company or
Is Vincenzo gone for other people, or is it just me?
Yes, Vincenzo is gone for us.
Gone.
So you're okay.
Right, I was just wondering. Vincenzo, you have dropped off. So I will leave it there, and I'll move on to Emil. Apologies, but we will. If there's any questions, oh, you're there. Vincenzo, do you want to come back in there? Are you there? You don't seem to be on camera, Vincenzo. So what I'm going to do is I'll thank you for your presentation. And if there's any questions specifically, they can be dropped back into the chat. I think that was really, yeah, I don't know why I can't hear you. We can't see you either, Vincenzo. So we'll leave it there for the moment. We might try you in a while, but I'll leave that spotlight there for the moment. But that was really, really good, and it happened at the right time because you had completed your presentation. So we will see if we can help that there. Thanks so much, Vincenzo, and I know you're just chatting through the chat there. So thank you so much, and I'm going to bring in Dr. Emil Vasev. Are you there? I didn't see you on my screen.
Yes. Hello. Yes.
Apologies. Yeah, it takes me a second to find you on my list. Welcome, Dr. Vasev. Do you have the ability to share? Do you have any slides to share? If you don't,
yes,
that's absolutely no problem.
Yes. Yeah. I prepared a few slides.
Great, excellent. So I'll let you know if they can be shared.
So can you see my screen now?
I can see your PowerPoint now, yeah, if you just want to present it.
Yes. Okay, just a second. Let's go.
Perfect, we can see that.
Slide. Yes. Okay, so my name is Emil Vasev. I'm directing this program at CSIS department, actually Master of Science in Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. And so I will start with what we're teaching there. Actually, it's called artificial intelligence, and it's basically we're trying to, AI is a kind of buzzword, and it stands for a vast area of research venues, I can say, fields or whatever. But basically, what we're trying with AI is to incorporate intelligence into machines. So intelligence, we can see, is basically built upon 4 fundamental principles that what we're teaching: data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. And well, data is everything we can, gather from the environment. If you consider an autonomous car, basically they are full of sensors. So they gather data from the environment by using these sensors. So whenever but this data is nothing if you don't put this data into the context. So if you have numbers like 1 to 4, 1 to 6, you don't know what's the meaning of these numbers until you see the context. Maybe these are, the numbers you can get when you die or when you roll a die. So that's the context. And when you put this data into a context, you get information. And if you process this information, you eventually can get knowledge. And at the end, if you, process this knowledge a few times, and based on your experience, you can get to the point when you get wisdom. Well, it's a quite vague explanation of intelligence, but basically that's the backbone of artificial intelligence. And here with the next slide, you can see that AI is basically, as I mentioned, a vast area of research fields. And machine learning is one of these, where actually we make computer programs aware about this intelligence, so they can automatically improve their performance by experience. So you can see there are different areas of artificial intelligence: deep learning, shallow autoencoders. Machine learning is one of these. And well, I need to move this here. Yeah, maybe I can hide it. And logic regressions, knowledge representation, and so on. So the problem itself. So this program is kind of unique program. Well, we consider it unique at UL because it embraces the newest trends in AI, and it combines actually techniques and emerging disciplines. So you can see actually how we combine techniques like unsupervised, reinforcement learning, deep learning, evolutionary computation, Bayesian networks, and search algorithms. And these techniques are combined with emerging disciplines like deep reinforcement learning, causality modeling, and so on, bioinspired robotics, evolutionary robotics. So at the end, actually, we have application areas where we see all these two techniques, where we see these AI techniques, emerging disciplines put together, like natural language processing, machine vision, games, smart manufacturing, business analytics. Basically, we're teaching them AI application areas in this program. So this program is 90 credit program, and it's based on actually 10 6 credit modules. You can see the modules here. And 30 credits research and development dissertation project. So this is 1 year, 3-semester program. And it is well aligned with the university framework of award titles. And basically, it starts during the summer. Sorry, during the spring and autumn semester, we're teaching these 10 modules, and during the summer, actually, the students, they have their 30 credit presentation. So basically, they have to pick up a topic in the fields of AI and machine learning, and they have to find a supervisor. Actually, we help with this, and then they need to do their research and development project and present their dissertation at the end. So we consider this one of the most advanced and rapidly growing programs, which is offered by the CSIS department. And it is extremely competitive program. Most of the students are basically coming from countries outside EU, like China and India, for example, and they are highly motivated, they're highly competitive, and they're extremely proactive. So the education level is very high, extremely high. And this education is often backed by industry experience. Actually, in order to be allowed to be enrolled in this program, these students, they need to provide a proof of experience, Python experience, data science experience. So some of the awards they get from their education, they do not actually lay in the fields of AI and machine learning. So if that's the case, actually they need to prove their skills in Python and data science. And this program actually enjoys increasing popularity because, and this is basically stemming from both industrial demand and rapid development of the technologies. You know, you're aware about what happened during the last 2 years with these generative artificial intelligence tools like ChatGPT, for example. One of our students, by the way, who graduated last year, started a job in the Chinese version of ChatGPT, actually DeepSeek. So they're quite well prepared, I mean, to start their career. And here you can see that this program witnesses an rapidly increasing demand. Probably the interest is one of the highest in the Faculty of Science and Engineering. So you can see during the year, so what's going on actually, this is the last year. So we had 336 applications and we had to stop actually the admissions process simply because we overpassed all the possible limits there. So this year it's the same case, the year before absolutely the same. So actually currently we have, well, initially there were 60 students enrolled in this program, but after that, I don't know, something happens all the time, and some of them actually they find a way to, I don't know, maybe to start another program in the EU. Also, we have 54 students enrolled in this program now, which is quite a large number for master students. considering the fact that they need to do actually their dissertation project. And you can see there are actually employability after graduation. They're quite well positioned on the market. 77% of the graduates are in employment, with 69 actually employed in Ireland. This is a survey from 2024, and 8% employed overseas, and 8% actually are in further study or training. So I actually, there is another program similar to this one, and it is run by the ECE department. And this program is directed by Dr. Pepin van der Ven. So I'm just going to briefly present this program as well. It's a 2-year part-time program delivered fully online. Actually, I'm teaching 2 modules of this program. And actually, the students there are professionals. So a large number of these students are actually employed in Ireland. And they have an option to exit after the first autumn semester with certificate in artificial intelligence if they do not want to proceed with the full 2-year program. And they have to choose a specialized stream in year 2. And you can see the options: modern machine learning stream and natural language processing stream, computer vision stream. And finally, similarly to our CSIS program, actually they need to submit dissertation or develop a project in final semester. And basically, you can follow the page here. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, these 2 programs, they're like twins. The only difference is that this is part-time program, and the modules are actually shorter. When we teach a model like from this program, actually it takes 6 weeks, not 12 weeks, like the regular modules from the CSIS AI and Machine Learning Master of Science program. Well, I rushed over this. Any questions if you have? No, yeah.
That's great. I mean, thank you. And that's really interesting that you have both the full-time intensive year-long program, and then there's also a part-time option for people who want to spread it out. And also the part-time option has the option to you can leave with a certificate. So that's for people who maybe want to enter into the sphere, but want to leave with some sort of a qualification, but don't want to move straight in to the full immersive experience for the 2 years. Can I just ask you there, because I just realized we're almost at time there, but that was really interesting. It's a very highly competitive program, as you said. What are the key things you're looking for then in your applications when people are applying to make them stand out?
Well, the university itself has a borderline acceptable rules, I can say now. So they can meet the entry requirements, obviously.
Yeah.
And however, it's quite difficult because I'm the one who actually takes the decisions at the end. So it's quite difficult, because if you compare to the current situation with, let's say, the applications from 2 years ago, today the applicants are far more, I can say, prepared, because probably, I don't know. Yes, yeah, they come with, let's say, from fields educational. Well, they graduate bachelor degrees, for example, in the same area. First of all, so this is very important. I mean, that means they have covered Python, they have covered data analysis, they have covered statistics, or what is required. If it's not the case, then actually what I'm looking for is some kind of experience. For example, I have students who actually graduated some kind of, for example, business administration, whatever, program, which is not, it's directly related to the material we're teaching. However, they started their career as software engineers, and I can see that they have like 10-year experience, and that's perfect. if they can prove that they have Python skills, for example, that's what I'm asking. Most of the time, I'm asking actually a reference letter from their employer, so I can see that they have been, yes, they engaged in projects where actually they had to do something which is related to machine learning and AI, and also most of the time actually a certificate. Because let's be frank, actually, it's quite hard to teach the contemporary, I can say, algorithms, the most advanced algorithms in class, but you can do that. Well, you can get this knowledge if you actually get a certificate. Most of the time, if the award is not enough in terms of in terms of fields, AI, machine learning, actually knowledge, then I'm asking for certificate or actually work experience.
Demonstrated knowledge. That's brilliant. That's really interesting, Emil. Thank you so much. And we're just moving over time there. And I suppose what I've been saying to everybody is that if Emil's email address is on the course page, if you want to email him now, I know it's a very, very busy course and a lot of applications you're reviewing. But it was great to have you here. Thank you so much. And I think we've addressed all the questions that have come in as well before the event. So thank you so much, Dr. Vased.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great. So that draws us to a close today. We're just a few minutes over. I just want to thank all of my panelists today. It was really, really great to have you to give some insights on your programs. Thank you to our faculty teams and our admission team who have been pottering away there in the chat. I've seen them coming in, and specifically thank you to you for coming on board with coming to this webinar to learn more about your program. And a reminder, if you are in Ireland, we have a postgraduate open day that is happening on the 5th of March. And we're going to post a link to that, which you can come in, view our campus, meet some of the people here in person, and really, really just take it in the university campus in. I would really recommend it, whether you're interested in full-time or part-time programs. It's really important to come in and just see the campus. We have a beautiful campus here in Limerick City, so I really, really, really would recommend it. And please do come and see us on the 5th of March. This will be recorded and we will issue the presentations afterwards. Again, thank you to our panelists. Please do check out other webinars that we have coming up. We have these every single month around this time of the month, where we can answer general queries, or we will be spotlighting very specific areas, and that is on our events page. So I'll draw today to a close. Thank you to everybody, and best of luck everybody with your application, and have a nice rest of the week.